Hi everybody, it's Victoria again, your assistant news editor at Graphic Publications, and I'm sitting here with 3 members of the cast of The Confession. It's a new musical here in Amish country at the Carlisle Inn Sugar Creek. We're right here in the Carlisle on stage, and I'm sitting here with Mary Elise Jones. She plays Katie Lapp, one of the lead characters. Jim France, he plays Fulton the butler, and Carl Herzog. Herzog, is that how you pronounce
Herzog.
it? Herzog. And he plays Daniel Fisher. But this show actually originated at the Blue Gate Theater in Indiana, correct, Jim? Am I right on that?
In Shipshewana.
In Shipshewana, right. And this one is different from that show in that this one's done in the round, which the audience is going to be all around. So tell me about, that transition and how that's special for the audience.
Well, it's dramatically different because in the proscenium stage you have everybody in front of you and you can see the action as it takes place. And of course the principle of the regular stage is you face the audience, you never turn your back to the audience. Well, in the round, it doesn't matter where you turn. You're either facing somebody or you're not. And in the round is very different because what we call blocking, which is where you move in the points you move to on stage, kind of make it up as you go along depending on where the people are and who's laughing and who's not. It's very different.
So was it a fun experience for you to go from one to the other?
Oh yeah, yes. I'd never done it in the round before, and it was very interesting.
I bet, yeah. So now you're also the cast manager. So what does that mean exactly? Are you keeping these guys in order, or when they get rowdy?
I try to keep them out of jail whenever possible.
Bail us out.
Yeah, I haven't had any luck with Herzog yet, but no, the cast manager doesn't mean anything at all other than that. It's just to keep things controlled. In other words, when people arrive, when they don't arrive, if something goes wrong, how to fix it. If somebody's sick, how to get them help. That
sounds like a fun job.
Oh yes. No, but you need, and it's simply, if there's an interview such as this, to get the right people there on time. And
Great.
So on, so
well, I appreciate you for
that's
doing
all
that
right.
for us.
Yeah.
So, speaking about the talent, what do you think about the talent that we have here?
Oh, they're terrific. I mean, we've been very fortunate with this show. We have 3 theaters going: Shipshewana, Burdenhand, and here.
Okay.
And with the same show, and we've got, of course, different casts. And we've been very lucky. Everybody in all of the cast has been absolutely terrific, and we're very fortunate to have a group here that really have taken it on and developing their characters.
Okay, now Carl, let's move on to you. So, like we were talking about the locals, but I know a lot of you guys aren't from around here. So, what's that like moving? I mean, people have to move around for their jobs all the time. So what's that like for you to have to move for your job?
Well, it's interesting. I try to pack as lightly as possible. So, I was throwing away a lot of things on my way getting up here, and I still had to pack an SUV full of my stuff. So I'm still trying to streamline that because it's a gypsy job. So you move around a lot, and you have to be ready for that. And I love it.
Well, I think you have to love it if
places.
you're moving around like all that and doing show after show after show every night, but
absolutely.
Loving your job is important, isn't it? So, how are you enjoying Sugar Creek?
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, the view that we have waking up every morning, these hills and just nothing, it's wonderful. It's a lot different than the city or some of the other environments where actors are typically found.
Do you guys get to go out at all into the community? Have you been out?
Oh yeah, we have.
Oh yes, absolutely.
We have tons of free time, so
Good.
checking out the wineries and just the different areas and things.
And everybody's been nice, I'm sure. Everyone out here is so nice.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Good,
Absolutely.
good.
Absolutely.
Okay, now Mary Elise, both you and Carl portray individuals in a small Amish community, and you guys are not Amish. So, were you familiar with the Amish culture before becoming a part of the show?
Not really. I grew up around Mennonites,
Okay.
and so that's like kind of the only reference I've ever had towards the Amish community, or something close rather. So yeah, I kind of watched movies, and I've read a little bit of the books, and trying to catch up on the lingo and the mannerisms and how they, I guess, interact with each other. And really, from being here from rehearsal, you really catch up a lot, and watching people. But yeah, really, they're just like any other, like us, really. Just a lot more sinful.
Right.
So, yeah.
And that's kind of an overlying theme of the show. I mean, really, everyone goes, a lot of people, it doesn't matter their religious background or anything, it's you know, these feelings of love and loss and finding your place in the world, and that's something that I wanted to talk to you about, because I think that's a big drawing point for the show. Some people might be a little hesitant because they're thinking Amish musical. That doesn't really, you know, that's not gonna. But I thought, when I saw it, I thought it was fantastic. So about those themes, I mean, is that?
Well, the thing, you know, calling it an Amish musical is kind of a misnomer, because it's adapted from 3 novels that are written about in an Amish setting by Beverly Lewis. It's not Amish, and the stories, of course, were put together by Martha Bolton, who used to be Ronald Reagan's speechwriter, and Wally Nason, who did the music, and of course Dan Poster was the producer. Mel Riegsecker, who owns the Bluegate Theatre, is the executive producer, and he and Dan are the 2 that started this thing. But it just happens to be in an Amish environment, and it's like any other musical. I mean, you know, West Side Story is in New York. Well, that doesn't mean to say it's, you know, what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
It's just the locale.
Yeah.
And, but it does include some things that I think currently are very important. Adoption is one of them, of course, and then the challenges of finding the birth parents and all those kind of things, which are today becoming more and more prevalent.
Absolutely. I thought, and I know your character, I thought just could, so many young girls trying to find their place in this world and doing, and your song, I'm Lost.
Yeah.
That, I mean, I really think a lot of people can identify with all of the characters. All the characters.
Yeah.
Everyone's got kind of a different role, and Mary Lisa, how do you get yourself into character? Before, do you have any rituals or anything before? How do you focus yourself in on your character?
Well, beforehand, you definitely warm up your body just to get ready to perform and be vocally ready and physically ready. One of the big rituals I have is just getting ready and actually putting on the bonnet, putting on the dress, and for me, the costumes kind of make it for me because your body moves.
Yeah.
Your body moves differently when you wear these dresses, and you have to sit differently, and so that's one of my big things with getting ready.
Yeah, and I was very impressed by your talent. The show, everyone's talent, everyone was fantastic.
Thank you.
And I was wondering, what are your favorite numbers? What are your favorite songs in the show?
One of my favorite songs is "Where You Are." It's the trio that is between the birth mother, myself, and then the adopted mother.
What about you?
Just strong.
Well, I don't sing it, but Where You Are is obviously the best. I mean, where are you? Where are you? Whichever.
Where you are.
Where you are. Thank you. I will say that in all of the theaters, this song has pretty much every night had the same effect every time. It's very moving, and you can hear the whoops and the cheers and the carrying on after the song is over, and it's a showstopper. I mean,
So powerful.
Yeah, I remember the first week in Shipshewana, the show stopped.
It just stopped?
We couldn't get the people to stop applauding. It was unbelievable. You know, we just stood around going,
I bet that's
you know,
that feeling, to be
And
there.
it
and have all
happened
those
last
people.
night. The cheers and carrying on and stomping last night was wonderful.
Great.
You know, yeah.
It's always a crowd pleaser.
And how about you, Carl?
Well, that's the
Right.
main one.
Right.
My Heart Has Found a Home. The finale is also
Yes.
is a
Yes.
fun one to do. Really wraps everything together, and
Excellent. So, in your outside of the show, what's on your iPods, your personal iPods? What are you listening to there? Give us a glimpse into your
As I
life.
was getting ready this morning for the interview, I was listening to some Ella Fitzgerald and some Billie Holiday.
Nice,
so-
some classics.
Yeah, I really like the
I'm
40s.
very impressed.
I usually set my Pandora station on Cole Porter and just go.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool.
And how about you?
Well, that's very interesting. I really like that because she's so much younger than I am. But actually, you won't have heard of him possibly. His name was Sidney Bechet.
Okay.
He was the first black jazz soprano saxophone player, and he's the station that I have on my Pandora, and that's what I listen to. So.
And then Carl?
I'm pretty eclectic. Yeah, I mean, I like that stuff too. I'm a big Frank Sinatra fan, and I love. There's a newer guy, Peter Sincotti. He's a jazz pianist.
Okay.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was just listening to him this morning a little bit, but I also listen to a lot of indie stuff, folk stuff, Y.O., Bon Iver.
Nice.
So
Very
it
cool. cool.
changes. I have a lot of different moods.
I wonder.
You can tell the difference in generational.
Well, that's the question I had, just because, I mean, yes, people see you as your characters, but I kind of wanted to see you as people, too. You know, I mean, you're not just your character, you guys are people, so.
For taking the time to come and chat with us.
No,
That's,
yeah.
that's
No, thank
lovely.
you guys. I'm really excited. I want to do a quick reminder. Everyone can get their tickets. Make sure you get your tickets. You can get them online. Find The Confession Musical on Facebook, and then you can get your tickets right from Facebook. And we're going to make sure that we have links to the Confession Facebook and this video and everything on our Facebooks, which is Graphic Publications Incorporated, Ohio's Amish Country, and the Bargain Hunters. So thank you guys for coming out today, and have a wonderful show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.